Just like that, we're on to the next year. Hey guys and gals, this is Bill Griff, and we're tackling the announcements for January of 2023, the Criterion Collection announcements. They didn't release it on the 15th, but they have it here on the 17th. So, as per usual, I have no idea what the announcements are, aside from one they teased yesterday. So with that being said, let's dive in. I have no predictions. I imagine something big might be announced, just one little title that we all know. Because I feel like every January they release something, Roma is what I can think of, 2020, The Ascent, 2021, The Celebration last year, oh my god, that was a great release. So, I'm hyped. I've got some ideas, but let's go in. The first film for January of 2023 is... What is this? A man's got a hat. Terry Gilliam. Oh shit. We got a Terry Gilliam film. Baron Munchausen, The Adventures. Okay. I did not expect we'd get a Terrence Gilliam film in the collection. This looks very wacky, very silly. It's from 1988. Did not expect this to be announced. The second film to be announced. All right, I'm waiting. Imitation of Life. Ooh, by John Stahl. I have heard of this filmmaker. The third film is... Whoa. Wait a minute. Lars von Trier's Europe Trilogy? Whoa, what the fuck? We've got a Trier... Wow, just like that. Okay, we've got The Element of Crime, Epidemic, and Europa. Europa was the film that got teased yesterday. So there we go, cat's out of the bag. They're releasing a whole ass trilogy. That is awesome. More Lars von Trier. I'm all for that. Okay, next film. Next film is... This is not a burial. It's a resurrection. Jesus Christ. What is this, Lamb? 2019. Limahang Jeremiah Moses. Cool name. That's one of the most badass names I've seen. Wow. That cover is very interesting. Have no idea what this is. That is cool, though. Next up, this might be the last announcement for January. Let's see. It is... Bergman Island. Oh shit. Okay. Wow. 2021 film. I think this is the first 2021 film we've got in the collection. Oh no, just kidding. We have so many. Alright. If you're like me and you don't know what some of these films are, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you when they release, if they're 4K or not, and what these films are about. Releasing January 3rd, we have spine number 1166. This is Terry Gilliam's The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. This is kind of, if you know Terry Gilliam's films, you get the gist. It's a kind of a spoofy, comedy, screwball, tomfoolery. Those words best describe his films. This is no different. This accounts the ridiculous journeys and travels of Baron Munchausen. It takes you all over the place, and it takes you inside of things and out of this world. It is so goofy, so outlandish, and I am definitely happy that it's in the Criterion collection. The day that Monty Python comes in a box set in Criterion is the day the world will know peace, aside from, of course, Morbius on 4K. Speaking of 4K, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, it's coming in 4K, baby. So, best believe we're picking that up. Releasing January 10th, we have spine number 1167. This is a 1934 film from John Stahl. It's called Imitation of Life. And I thought I recognized the name John Stahl, and I did. He already has a film in the collection, Leave Her to Heaven. That is a frick-frackin' banger of a film. I love that movie. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check out Leave Her to Heaven. I believe it's free on YouTube. I don't know, I'll link it in the description if I can find it. But this film follows a struggling widow and her daughter that take in a black housekeeper and her fair-skinned daughter. The two women start a successful business but face familial, identity, and racial issues along the way. This sounds like a very heated family drama. It kind of reminds me of the Douglas Sirk film All That Heaven Allows, and, of course, the Rainer Werner Fassbinder, his adaptation of that film titled Ali Fear Eats the Soul. Both those films are fantastic, and the fact that I'm comparing Imitation of Life to those two films makes me very excited to check this out. Releasing January 17th, we have spine number 1168, and this is Lars von Trier's Europe Trilogy. And I'm reading the Criterion description, and I love how they worded it. Like, these are his first three features, and he sought nothing less than to map the soul of Europe. Its troubled past, with Europa, I'm sure. Its anxious present, with the element of crime. And of course, the uncertain future with Epidemic. A very, what do you call it? A timeless film, I should say. If I'm being honest with you guys, I haven't seen any of these three films. I know. I haven't even seen Dogville or Dancer in the Dark yet. I feel like that's a cardinal sin for any Lars von Trier fan. And I am a fan of his. I do enjoy his films for the most part. And I'm very excited that he's getting more films in the collection, especially his older films that not a lot of people can have access to. Like, I can't think of an Epidemic Blu-ray that's out there, can you? Releasing January 24th, we have spine number 1169. Nice. We have a film from Lesotho, and this is not a burial. It's a resurrection. And this film is very intriguing for me. So I read the description for it, and it seems like most descriptions spoil the movie. So okay. In a small village surrounded by mountains somewhere in Lesotho, the 80-year-old widow Mantoa waits for the return of her only surviving relative, her son, who works in a South African coal mine. Takes place during Christmas time, and it seems to be a very transcendent film. The mountainscape, the cinematography look breathtaking in these stills I'm looking at. It looks like a great film. I definitely want to see more from South Africa, so this is awesome to see this added to the Criterion collection, especially a new film, 2019. That's awesome. I can't wait to check this out. This is not a burial, it's a resurrection. Final film right here. This is spine number 1170. Releasing January 31st, this is Bergman Island from 2021. Directed by Mia Hansen-Løve. This is a film that's kind of meta. It's about this couple who are filmmakers, Tim Roth and Vicky Krieps. I love Vicky from Phantom Thread. Her performance in that. Oh, chef's kiss, amazing. Anyways, this film takes place on Bergman Island because the couple travel there because they just want to feel the vibes that Bergman experienced when writing some of his most iconic screenplays. And so they do that, but they go through this existential vibe. It's a meta scenes from a marriage where they struggle. The lines between reality and fiction are blurred, and I want to watch this film desperately, especially since this seems to be a love letter to Ingmar Bergman and his filmography. I love the concept of the film. I love how meta it is, how it explores their marriage while doing this very interesting thing that I think a lot of film nerds would dream of doing. So yeah, Bergman Island, I'm going to check this out. Interesting film to join the Criterion collection before they update the actual Bergman Island film. They desperately need to do that, Criterion. Why are you sitting on that shit? But anyways, these are all the films, guys. That's a pretty stacked month. I'm actually very interested in checking out all of these films. That's a rare occasion, because I feel like every month there's just one guy that I'm like, I don't know about that film. But this isn't the case. I'm interested in all these. I want to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments. Which films interest you the most? Which one are you most surprised they added? And As always, have a great day. Watch a good film. It's been Bill, guys. See you later.